Welcome to lesson 2 of your Instagram Masterclass 10x your reach and followers with industry proven techniques. During today's lesson, we're going to be exploring your content and what it takes to build out a legitimate content strategy. Are you ready? Let's go. Lesson 2, content strategy. In today's agenda, we are going to talk about planning and strategizing content pillars, common mistakes that brands make, viral strategies for your own efforts, popular brand dissection and explanation, and then we're going to even talk about spying on your competitors. I'm really excited for this lesson. We're going to learn so much. In today's digital landscape where attention is scarce and competition is pretty fierce, the importance of a strategic approach to social media content cannot be overstated. At the heart of every successful social media campaign lies a well defined content strategy, guided by content pillars that serve as the foundation for engaging, relevant, and cohesive messaging. So, let's talk about the importance of content pillars and a strong social media content strategy. There's a couple of things that I want to highlight when it comes to a strong content strategy. First of all, consistency and coherence. We want to make sure that your branding is consistent, your content is consistent, your brand voice is consistent. So that's why it's so important to come up with an overall content strategy. Then we want to focus on your audience engagement and retention. As long as you're speaking in your brand voice and they are understanding it and they can relate to it, that's going to help you improve your audience engagement and retain their attention to your content. And then we have brand authority and thought leadership. We want to make sure that you are sounding like the expert. We want to make sure that you sound like you know what you're doing so that they can trust you and essentially buy from you or work with you, whichever one you're trying to sell, whether you're service based or product based. We want to make sure that they trust you as the expert, as the thought leadership. And so that's why your branding and your content is so important. So here are some sample content pillars for small businesses or creators. I created these for you guys to copy and paste into your own strategy. So we're going to go through your weekly content pillars. First is product service showcase. That's where you're going to want to show off what you do, whether it's a product or a service. Show them how you do it. If you're a service-based business, that could be showing like some behind the scenes of you putting together a content strategy. If you're a social media manager, or maybe you do lawn maintenance, so you have some behind the scenes of you guys mowing a lawn. Whatever your service is, you want to show that off. And then if you're a product-based business, you can always show off how the product actually works. Maybe it is earbuds and you're showing someone placing the earbuds into their ears and then whatever happens next with that. But you want to spotlight or showcase your product or service. Then we have behind the scenes. Behind the scenes are a really good content pillar to humanize your brand, show them that there is really someone behind the camera. This really makes people trust you more and understand your business a little better. Then we have customer testimonials. That's where you can show off a success story, or maybe you interview a customer that has worked with you in the past and how happy they were with the results that you gave them. You can also use something like a graphic that shares like maybe their review from Google. Then we have educational content, which is my favorite type of content. Educational content helps your audience understand how to do things. You can educate them how to use your product, or maybe you're educating them on a service that you do for them. Maybe you're a social media manager and you want to teach them how to create their own content strategy or how to design a graphic for Facebook. That would be your educational content. Educational content tends to work really well on social media because people are finding value from it and they want to learn more. And then we have community engagement. If there's any type of community stuff that you do, maybe you're in the community, maybe you donate to the community, maybe you're a part of a community group or membership that supports your overall community, you definitely want to show that in your content. That helps people to see that you're giving back or that you're working, for the better, the bigger picture here. Now let's talk about the benefits of planning and strategizing. Obviously, you're going to get improved efficiency and effectiveness because you planned ahead, you strategize. This is going to help you get your work done faster. It's probably going to improve your work and make it more effective because you have a strategy in place. Then it is important to have better audience targeting and personalization. The more that you are planning, the more that you are strategizing and understanding who exactly it is that you're talking to and targeting, the better your messaging is going to appear. So, for example, say that you've really nailed down who your audience is. You know that they are working moms who want a side hustle. Maybe they're out of time, they're crunched on time. So your messaging will be very specific to them. Hey, mama, I see you out there struggling to find time in the day to bring in extra income for your family. See how that messaging is very personalized to that person? That's why you want to have that strategy in place so that you can better talk to your audience and really personalize it to them so they feel like you're speaking to them. Because when you try to talk to everybody, you end up talking to nobody. And then, of course, another benefit of planning and strategizing is measurable results and optimization. You're going to be able to really lean into your results to see if it's working or not. When you take the time to strategize your content, what you then can do is like the week after or maybe a month after, when you go back and analyze, you can see, did this type of messaging work? Did this content work? Do we need to re-strategize? Do we need to pivot to a different section of our messaging? So that's how that will help you understand better. If you are planning ahead, then you'll have better measurable results. Common mistakes that I see brands and creators making and how you can fix them. So, the first and probably biggest mistake I see is inconsistent posting schedules and messaging. That can not only confuse your audience, but they don't really understand if someone's home or not because the posting is very inconsistent. So that would make me second guess, okay, are they still in business? Should I hire them? So that's kind of why inconsistent posting can not be very good for your branding. And then ignoring audience insights can cause irrelevant content as well if you're not checking to see if they're engaging with your content. Obviously, you could be putting out content that your audience just isn't even liking. So it's very important to go back in there and check and make sure that they're responding to your content. I also see businesses over promoting and being way too salesy. This kind of messaging can turn off your customers. So if I were to go to a social media profile and all they do is sell, 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 they never provide me any kind of valuable content. There's no tips in there. I don't really see any humanization of the product or the brand. That's obviously going to make me second guess if I want to work with them or not. So you need to have a really good balance of being promotional and then being educational and valuable. That's why those content pillars that I shared with you at the beginning are so important to really look over and put into your content strategy because you don't want to be too salesy. So let's dissect a real brand. We're going to dissect my marketing agency, Influence Marketing Studio. Now, when we head to Club Influence, that is our Instagram profile, I can immediately see that the branding's on point. There are the same type of colors here. You've got like the golds and the black and whites, and then you've got those like purplish reds in there. We can also tell here that the profile is optimized, influence marketing, social media agency, Club Influence is open, access weekly trending reels, monthly content calendar, Canva templates, and live training. So I can understand exactly what they do. I'm also going to show here too, this little story highlight is lit up, which means that someone's home. Now, when you post consistently and you're showing up in stories, that's obviously going to tell your audience, hey, someone's here, someone's home, I want to follow them. And then I also like how we have our story highlights filled out. Now, I would suggest putting a little more story highlights here. Right now, we're only utilizing 2, but you can see we have an about us. So if I want to learn more about this marketing agency, I can. And then there's some Instagram tips here too. One other thing I want to note, remember when I was talking about the content pillars at the beginning, one, I talked about spotlighting your product or your service. Now, they've got it pinned here, one of their recent Canva templates. So right then and there, you are seeing their service or their product, which is their product. And then right here, it looks like they might have a social media testimonial. Right here, it looks like they're doing educational. And then right here, it looks like behind the scenes. So this whole brand encapsulates those content pillars that we talked about in the beginning. Now, just to get a little bit further with that, here are the types of content pillars that you will find on our Influence Marketing Studio Instagram page. So I scrolled down a little bit to kind of give you more information on what we've posted. So you can see we've got educational content here. We've got dedicated content pillars, whether that is educational, trending audio, alerts. Let's see, what else do we have? More educational content. We can also see all of the fonts are consistent, and so is the branding. And then we have testimonial case study, which means that we talk about right here how we increased our social media clients' reach. So we're proving to you that you should work with us. Here's why we helped this client increase their reach by 530% in 30 days. So all of this encapsulates a really pretty good content strategy for Club Influence. I'd also like to note, you can't tell here, but if you were to go to our profile, you would see that we are also posting consistently. We post about 3 to 5 times per week over on that profile. And the more that you post, the more that you are going to grow your Instagram account. So if you are currently posting on Instagram and you don't really have a consistent content set schedule, you can totally steal some of these ideas here and just take this little checklist and go through your own profile right now. Are you sharing educational content? Do you have dedicated content pillars? Are you using the same font and colors over and over consistently? And then do you have any testimonials or case studies on your profile? If you say yes to all of these, you're doing clearly a good job with your social media marketing. If you said no to some of these, then maybe you should go re-strategize, regroup, and update some of these. Now, I wanted to also dissect a bigger brand. This is Canva's social media profile. Obviously, they are a bigger brand. They might have more resources than you. So if your profile doesn't quite look as updated and professional as this, don't beat yourself up too much. This is obviously a bigger brand. Everybody uses Canva these days. So you can use this as a learning point for your own content. So looking at Canva's profile, I kind of pointed out here what we see. We see design inspiration and ideas. So that's educational content. They've also got how-to tutorials and tips. You can see what's new here too for Canva. And then fix blurry photos with AI photo enhancers. So many things that they have. They've also got user-generated content, which is this right here and this right here. User-generated content is when you take content from your audience. So maybe like somebody took a picture of them designing in Canva, which is right here. Someone clearly was showing off their work using Canva. That's going to be user-generated content. User-generated content typically performs really well because it humanizes your brand. It shows people like, oh, so-and-so is using it. Maybe I can use it too. There's also seasonal and trending content. Again, up here, March 2024, what's new? That's going to be seasonal or trending. And then we have company updates and culture. Canva is a really good brand to learn from. Obviously, they are a design company, so their content is going to be super up to par when it comes to their branding. But you can see also that they are just tying in all the other content pillars that I talked about in the beginning. They're educating you, they're showing you behind the scenes, they're humanizing their brand, and that's what social media is all about. It's about humanizing your brand, being social. Overall, both of these brands maintain an active online presence. They both post regularly throughout the week, sometimes multiple times a day, and they engage with their audience in the comments. Now, if you were to visit Club Influence profile or the Canva profile, you will see that when people comment on their post, there is always a reply to those posts. Engaging back with your followers and their comments is super important. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see brands make is they get frozen when it comes to content creation time. They either get imposter syndrome where they think that they're not good enough to come up with their own ideas, or maybe they have so many ideas they just don't even know what to pick and choose. So that's why I wanted to share some good content applications or websites that you can use to come up with your content. Pinterest is probably one of my favorite places to get inspiration for content. Pinterest has a lot of trending topics on their app. It will show you, like, if you put in a keyword, maybe like social media manager, or maybe you put in Etsy shop, you'll just get all kinds of content that is relevant to that keyword. I also like to go to Pinterest for branding inspiration. I think we built our brand with Influence Marketing Studio by looking on Pinterest first. If I think I put in something like that girl branding, and then I had all kinds of really good ideas for my branding. So Pinterest is really good for branding and content pillars. Instagram Explore is my second favorite. I go through the Instagram Explore page on a consistent basis. I'm in there looking for trending audio. I'm in there looking for trending content ideas. I'll go in there just to see, what Instagram is sharing with me because they've seen me clicking around on other things. If you didn't know, all of these, most all of these content ideas, the applications and websites that I gave you, use AI to serve up content ideas. This is researched content ideas. So what I mean by that is, like, they're watching what people are clicking on and then serving it up to you. So these are really good places to look for content. They're not just pulling these content ideas from the air. They're actually scientifically researched through AI. Another one that I like to talk about is Google Trends. If you want to see what people are searching for, or if you want to see news that's trending, you can always go look over on Google Trends. Answer the Public is a really good one too. Say that you have this one specific topic that you want to talk about. Say you sell diamond rings. You could go to Answer the Public and type in diamond ring, and that website will show you all of the questions that have ever been asked about diamond rings so that you could create tons of video or graphics based on those queries from the public. ChatGPT is also a really good one. I'd say you're definitely cheating on marketing with that, but it's a good cheating because you could go in there and say something like, "Hi, I own a pet store and I need content pillars for my social media marketing. Please give me 5 content pillars to start posting consistently." And ChatGPT will literally write a strategy for you based off of your industry. So that's really good. Quora is also really good. That's really from folks all around the world. You can give your input on a question or a certain topic. And so that's kind of like based off of your community out there. And then BuzzSumo is also a really good website too. BuzzSumo lets you put in a keyword or an industry and kind of shows you what's trending around that topic. So all of these are really good places to find content, to get inspired so that you can go make your own content strategy. Now, if you did not know, SocialPilot actually has an RSS feed that you can set up. In the age of AI, generating content ideas is easy, but finding that perfect idea or caption for your post is still a challenge. So, my solution for you, and something that I like to use when I'm in SocialPilot, is the RSS feed feature. The cool thing about this feature is that you can basically go in and feed it an RSS feed, and then you'll have all of your content ideas in line for you. So I'm going to share my screen for a minute just to show you guys how exactly this works. All right, so we are now inside the SocialPilot dashboard. Now, if you go here to the left-hand side, you're able to add in an RSS feed. Now, this could be from Google, or maybe you have these popular blogs that you like to read about your favorite industry topics. So all you'll have to do is go in here and name your feed, and then you'll just paste that URL here in this little box. And then you can say how frequently you want the feed to update. You could do it every hour, maybe you do it every couple days, and then you can set how many posts you want to read about. So imagine that you've scheduled your content for the month, but maybe you've only scheduled like 2 posts a week. Then you could come in here and supplement those posts with ideas that you're seeing from the RSS feed. So maybe they're like more timely posts. So this is a really good tool inside of SocialPilot that you can utilize. Getting back into our lesson, content scripting can sometimes be challenging. So there are a few apps that I wanted to share with you guys that could help you with your content scripting. Obviously, ChatGPT is still a favorite of mine that I didn't list here because I feel like everybody uses ChatGPT at this point. But these are some tools that you might not have heard of yet. So first is Sonic, then we have Shortly AI, and then we have Jarvis AI. So if you struggle with caption writing, or you don't know what exactly you should be putting for your captions, maybe you don't know, maybe you're just not very good at storytelling, you can go into these apps and they will help you write the content. So, just to give you a little more context here, Sonic is an AI powered writing assistant that helps users generate various types of content, blog posts, social media captions. Maybe you don't even know how to write a description for your product. Sonic is going to help you with that. It actually uses natural language processing technology to understand what you input, and then it generates relevant, high quality content in seconds. Really love Sonic. Shortly AI is an AI writing tool that uses ChatGPT 3 technology to assist users in generating content. It can help with writing blog posts, articles, emails, social media posts, and more. Users provide a prompt or an input, and then Shortly AI generates human like text based on the context and its requirements. And then there's Jarvis AI. This used to be known as Conversion AI. This is another AI powered writing assistant designed to help users create content quickly and efficiently. It offers various features such as long form content generation, blog post outlines, email subject lines, and more. This basically understands your user input and then it provides relevant content suggestions based on what you give it. Now, another cool tool that I love to use in SocialPilot, and I'm going to show you a live preview of how this works, is the AI assistant. This can generate customized captions for any type of platform, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or should I say X, Threads, Facebook, whatever it is. You can type in a prompt, kind of an outline, even give it your tone of voice, and then it's going to write something for you. So let me show you exactly how this works. All right, so we're going to act like I own a pet store. I own a pet store and I want to celebrate Adoption Week. All right, so we're going to act like I own a pet store. Let's do excited, and then we're going to just generate. So we've got my input. I own a pet store and I want to celebrate Adoption Week. Ooh, I already love what they've given me. So here's a few things that I've noticed with the AI assistant from SocialPilot. They not only write it out for you, but they'll also give you emojis. And emojis do work really good when it comes to writing captions and content on social media. I also love that these are little one-liners too. If I wanted to, I could probably tell them that I want a paragraph. So let's just go back here real quick. Can you write me a paragraph? Generate. Look at that. So if you didn't want to use a one-liner, I love all of those, but here's a more detailed, say maybe you want to lean into your SEO on social media. So you ask them to write you a paragraph. This one really explains what adopting is. Now, if I were wanting to create a post with this, I would just create post. And then from here, you'll be able to copy and paste exactly what you want in there. You can even design in Canva, add media, add emojis, add media from external sources, all kinds of things, add hashtags. Love this tool inside of SocialPilot. So if you are someone that just struggles with trying to come up with your own content and story and telling a story, storytelling, utilize this tool inside of SocialPilot. All right, so once you have your content written, then you're going to want to record and edit. So these are my top 3 video editing tools that I use. InShot is probably my number 1 video editor. Now this one does have a free version and a paid version. I obviously pay for my version because I am a full-time content creator. So I want to have, this tool at my fingertips, but you could always try the free version too. There's still a lot of capabilities in there, but I like InShot because I can split clips. I can do voice overlays. I can add special effects. Splice is another really good video editing tool. Splice is a little bit harder to learn, but once you get the hang of it, there are some advanced techniques for your editing that you can do in there. One of them is you could clone yourself. I do have a reel. If you go to my Social Marketing Queen Instagram page, I actually have a couple of reels that teach you how to clone yourself so that there's 2 of you in a video. I've shown some other special effects that you can do in there too. Now, if you are a small creator or a small agency and you don't have the budget, you don't want to pay for an app, then you can honestly use Instagram's Reels editor. 99% of my reels that have gone viral and on top of that have been edited inside of Instagram. Instagram's editing features have advanced in the last couple of years. You can now split clips, you can now add music, you can do a voiceover. You can even add in, there's something called Clip Hub. So you could record a video and then cut it in half and then add in like a kaboom video in the middle of it, like a GIF. I believe that Instagram's editor is not as great as InShot and Splice, but it's pretty up there. And they say that using Instagram's editor, the algorithm likes when you edit in app versus using other apps. Now, I will say if you do use other apps, make sure when you download the video that it does not have a watermark on it, because Instagram has already confirmed that it does not like watermarks on its videos. So if you are going to use InShot or Splice, don't get the watermark. I think that might be another reason why I pay for the paid version as well, because it removes the watermark. But again, if you don't have the budget for that, you don't want to pay for that, then you are welcome to use Instagram's editor and it works just as good. Now that we've walked through your social media strategy, let's explore some expert tips on how to make that content go viral. Now, these are some juicy, juicy tips inside of here, so make sure that you have your notebook present so that you can write some of these down. What is a viral content strategy? Can you actually plan for virality? Well, not necessarily, but you can set yourself up for success. So I'm going to go through some tips that I've learned from having multiple reels go viral. I've reached 15 million views at this point from my content going viral. So I'm going to teach you guys how I do that, some things that you can do to set yourself up for success. So obviously what is a viral video made up of? Usually it's unique or it's original. It's got an emotional appeal to it, whether it's funny, sad, makes you angry, it makes you feel some kind of emotion. There's obviously relevance and timeliness too. Maybe it's a trend. You hopped on a trending audio, so that helped you go viral. Shareability is a very big thing when it comes to going viral. That's because a lot of people are sharing it to more and more people. So that's going to help you obviously reach more people and go viral. And then optimizing and testing. You want to optimize your video, which we're going to talk about how you can do that. Now, how I go viral on Social Marketing Queen. Here are some of my stats from a couple months ago. I actually just had a reel right before I recorded this module. I had a reel go semi-viral. It's about 500,000 views. And I'll point out some things that I've noticed about that reel in just a few. So there's 4 key elements that I focus on when I plan for my viral content. Timing, transitions, my audio, and then the value of my content. Timing, you want to make sure that your video is short and sweet. 7 to 15 seconds typically works the best for me. When I do go back and look at all of the videos that have gone viral, they've been between 7 to 15 seconds. The algorithm also measures your watch time. So they want to understand if someone completed watch time, meaning they watched your full video, or did they watch 50% of your video, or did they only watch 10% of your video and keep swiping. Obviously, you want to make them watch most of your video, if not all of it. Also, using closed caption or the text tool, you need to understand that a huge percentage of people watch reels with the volume off. So if there's not some kind of context within that reel or video telling me what the video is about, then it might not perform well because people are just going to keep scrolling. So I'll let you notice right here on this reel that I showed, stop doing this with your captions. You have it right there in plain sight what this video is about. I'm telling you to stop doing this with your captions. I'm probably going to explain a little bit more about what I mean and what you can do instead. This also ties in to scroll stopping hooks. You want something that stops the scroll, makes people think, whoa, wait, maybe I need to read this. This one stop makes people stop right there and read. And then keywords throughout the video. If you aren't going to use the closed captions, at least put some keywords in there while the video is going that helps people to understand what the video is about in case they are watching it with the audio off. Transitions are another really important part of going viral. You need to make sure that you move within the first 3 to 5 seconds of your reel. This is just going to help keep people's attentions on your reel. Transitions throughout the video also help. So in the early stages of my reels journey, I had some crazy transitions in there where I would like rip off my shirt and I'd have a new outfit on, or maybe I'd hit the camera and then I'd be in a different scene. Those worked really, really well for me to really get my Instagram profile off the ground. I don't typically do too crazy of transitions anymore just because I've noticed that people are still going viral not doing transitions. But when I do transitions, they tend to perform really well. So going back where I told you guys I had a reel go semi-viral before I recorded this, the reel was me and my friends getting ready, and then we jumped, and when the music changed, we were all done up in our outfits. So that's proof, like that transition. I hadn't done a transition in a while, and my videos are still getting pretty good views, but that reel got like 100,000 views in like 30 minutes. So I know that the transitions had something to do with it. If you don't know how to do transitions, if they're a little too complicated for you, at least move your camera angle. So you could be talking in front of your video for the first 3 seconds and then switch to the side, or then go outside and change your background. Now, on top of this, Instagram also has the editing feature of transitions built inside of the app. So this is new, fairly new. But say you have a video in there and you trim it up into 3 sections, you can then add a transition in between. And what it does, it'll add like a spin transition or a swipe transition, does it all in the app for you so you don't have to do that. And then most importantly, when you are doing your videos and you're setting yourself up for virality, you want to keep your video interesting. Audio choice is also a super duper important part of your viral reel strategy. Instagram is still favoring trends. So you want to look for that trending audio arrow on by the audio name when you are recording a reel. So you can see right here at the bottom, this music choice has a little arrow pointing up. That means that it's trending. Now you want to look for that arrow. Now you want to look for trending audio that's early trending audio. So that means you want to look for audio that's under 10,000 uses. If there's more than 10,000 uses, it's going to be like a needle in a haystack trying to find your video. So that's why you want to jump on trends early. Now, if you are an early trend adopter, then you'll show up at the top of that audio. If people were to click on it, any reel that has ever used that audio, your video would be up there front and center. And of course, the more engagement you get, the more traction you build on that video, you're going to move up, up, up to the top so that people see your video if they go click on that audio. By understanding the key principles of virality and tailoring your content accordingly, you can increase your chances of going viral and driving significant engagement for your brand. Now, let's talk about harnessing competitive intelligence for content creation success. What I mean by that is that we're going to identify your competitors. monitor their content, assess their engagement and performance, analyze their content strategy, identify content gaps and opportunities. All of this helps you take that competitive intelligence and make your content strategy better. So essentially, this is where spying on your competitors comes into play, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by spying on your competitors. So first, you want to identify who are your competitors. You want to find your main competitors in your industry or your niche. These can be businesses or brands that offer similar products or services to yours and target a similar audience. So how can you do this? You can go into Google and simply type in your industry and kind of look at some of the top brands that pop up, or you can go directly to the social app that you're focusing on. Maybe it's Instagram or Facebook, and just kind of type in industry keywords. Maybe it's social media agency, and see what competitors pop up, and you can choose like 3 or 4 of them to monitor. Then you want to look at their content. You want to keep a close eye on what they're posting, on their website, on their blog, their social media profiles, what kind of emails are they sending out, any ads that they're running. Want to pay close attention to that type of content that they're creating. This is going to help you put some of that content into your own content strategy. Now, Meta has a tool that a lot of people don't know of. You can go to a profile and click on transparency, and it will let you know if that profile is running any ads. You can also go into the back of Meta and add in competitor pages, and it will track the performance of their post and their following and let you know like how their page is growing. So I think that's really cool. We also want you to dive deeper into their content strategy. Okay. You want to understand their goals, their messaging, the tactics that they're using, their themes, what kind of content are they posting. So, the easiest way to do that is to obviously go into their page, look at what they're posting, write it down. Maybe you have a Google document that you're using. Maybe you have a chart where you write stuff down. You can put your competitor's name, what kind of posts they're posting, and then compare it to your own posting schedule. And then, of course, you want to look at the engagement on those posts. Is it getting a lot of likes? Is it getting a lot of shares? What post did they share that got the most engagement? Maybe you could put your own spin on that. So, this is going to help you grab inspiration from your competitors to make your own strategy better. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that term, don't recreate the wheel. Well, this is kind of what we're talking about. You're not spying on your competitors so that you could steal from them. You're just getting some inspiration on what already is working, how your audience is connecting to that piece of content. Maybe they put out a piece of content and got 0 views or 0 engagement. Then that's obviously going to tell you not to waste your time posting about that type of content. So there are definitely some benefits to help you. Sorry. There are definitely some benefits when it comes to spying on your competitors. It's really going to help you identify content gaps, borrow ideas and inspiration, stay updated, and help you evolve at the end of the day. Now, as a token of our appreciation for coming to this lesson, I got something really exciting to tell you guys. SocialPilot is going to be offering a special gift to all of you. All you have to do is tune into this module, which you just did, but they have a free content calendar that was designed to help you streamline your content. So, creating visually stunning content is key to obviously capturing your audience's attention and conveying your brand's messaging effectively. So, to help streamline that in your content creation, we're excited to introduce you to SocialPilot's Canva templates. And this is a collection of professionally designed templates that you can customize to suit your brand style and messaging. So, whether you're designing social media graphics, ads, promotional materials, these templates will save you time and effort while ensuring that your content stands out. I'll see you guys over in module number 3.